So you're making a move to Baltimore, but really want to know what the actual costs are of living here. In this video, I'm going to break it all down for you, and we're getting started right now. What is up, everyone? It's Adam Taylor with the Relentless Home Group right here in the Baltimore metro area. Hey, if this is your first time to our channel and you're looking to learn everything about Baltimore, you're in the right spot. We do tons and tons of videos all about Baltimore. We talk about living here, working here, getting out into the community and being a part of it, and most importantly, having a ton of fun. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below right here. Give the notification bell a click while you're there as well. That way you're alerted every time we put out another video. Now, right now, I've got to be honest with you. We are receiving so many phone calls, text messages, and emails of people looking to move or relocate right here to the Baltimore metro area, and we absolutely love it. So if you're looking to move right here to Baltimore or even in town, do me a favor, reach out to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even release that pigeon carrier. However you need to get a hold of us, we've got your back when moving right here to the Baltimore metro area. In this video today, we're talking all about the cost of living, right? Now, make sure you stick around to the end, because not only am I going to give you housing costs, commuting costs, utility costs, I'm also going to give you 3 budgeting items that you need to plan for, especially when living in Maryland here, that you may not be thinking of right now. So make sure you stick around to the end so you get those 3 bonus items. And what better way to start than to look at your housing expense that you're going to be paying each and every month. So let's peel back the onion a little bit and look at Maryland as a whole. The average price to purchase a home here in Maryland is a little over $325,000. So you may be thinking to yourself, man, that's a little pricey, Adam. Why is it so high? The reason is we're in close proximity to Washington, D.C. And as you get closer to D.C., the housing prices honestly start to skyrocket and becoming insane, to be honest with you. So if you stay closer to Baltimore, they're a little bit more reasonable. Now, with that said, if you want to live right inside the city limits, the average home price as of this recording is about $170,000. Now, what that's going to get you is probably a 2-bedroom row house right in the city. And if you're looking to, expand from that, if you've got a family or, you don't really want to live in the city, then you're going to need to look in the suburbs. And I actually just did another video. I'm going to put it right up here, my 5 top favorite suburbs, and I break down where you can get the biggest bang for your buck. So make sure you check that out after you finish this video here today. So that's purchasing a home. Well, what if you're not ready to purchase a home? What about renting? Right now, rental rates, I got to be honest with you, they're about 30 to 35% higher than the national average. So if you're just starting out and you just need a studio apartment, something, basically a place to sleep, you're going to be looking at about $1,200 a month. Now, if you want 1 bedroom, about $1,250 to $1,500 a month. 2-bedroom is going to run you anywhere from $1,600 up to $1,850-ish. And if you want to go for like a 3-bedroom home, a townhome, you're probably looking close to like $1,800 up to about $2,700. Now, beyond that, 4-bedroom with a garage, a yard, if you have a large family, you're going to be paying probably $3,000 or more per month. So that's just a good idea and an overview of what the housing expenses are right here in the Baltimore metro area. Talk utilities. Right now, to turn the lights on and keep the heat on, and cool your home, your average utility bill from Baltimore Gas and Electric, otherwise known as BGE, is going to be about $145 a month. Now, unfortunately, that's about $20 higher than the national average. So, unfortunately, it stinks, but that's one drawback here is our utility costs are a little bit higher. The other thing to budget or something you want to look into, we all need internet these days, right? So your internet costs are going to be anywhere from $50 to about $120 for a high-speed connection, depending upon how fast you want that connection to be. So that's utility costs. That's what you're looking at right there. Let's move on to commuting costs. What's it going to cost to get around here in the area? So a gallon of gas right now, as of the recording of this video here in May of 2020, is about $2 a gallon. If you would, if you're watching this after the fact, do me a favor, comment down below gas prices, and I'll drop in what our most updated gas prices are after you watch the video. Other things you need to look at are the tolls. If you're traveling up and down Interstate 95 on the northeastern side of Baltimore each and every day, you're probably going to have to go through the Fort McHenry or Harbor Tunnel. That toll is going to run you either $3 or $4 each way, depending upon which program that you select for how you're paying for it. If you have an Easy Pass, it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be $3. If you are paying cash, you're going to be charged at a rate of $4. So I highly suggest getting an Easy Pass. Matter of fact, I'll drop a link in the description below here to Easy Pass MD. That's where you can sign up and get one for your vehicle. Some other commuting options that you do have available to you if you are coming into the city from outside of the area, you've got the commuter bus lines. What's cool about the commuter bus lines is they drop you off right in the center of town at designated locations, and they go all out into the suburbs. So you're basically riding like a Greyhound bus from the burbs down into the city and getting dropped off. Cost for something like that, it's going to run you about $93 to $100 per month, and that's the most updated info that I have as of the recording of this video. And what you can do is actually go to mtamaryland.com, and you'll be able to kind of find out where the locations are for the buses in your area if you want to. As a matter of fact, I'll put that down below too. So let's look at some other public transit options that you do have. You can take the light rail or the subway, and that's going to run you about $75 a month. So for those of you that are heading to points north of Baltimore, that's a great option for you to look at. Now, last things that you need to look at, especially if you are commuting and driving into the city, is your parking. Parking is unfortunately very high in Baltimore City. You're going to be looking on the low end of about $140 a month to the top end about $200 a month, depending upon the lot or the garage that you decide to park your vehicle in while you go to work each and every day. The challenges that you've got to watch out for when doing these monthly plans is anytime there is a special event happening. Take, for example, say an Orioles baseball game. You won't be able to work late at your job that night. They're going to actually say, hey, you have to be out of here by 6 o'clock so that we can charge other people who are coming down for the baseball game to use your parking spot. So watch that, and before you select a parking garage, inquire about those details. So speaking of baseball games, what's it going to cost you to come down here to park if you're going to a Baltimore Orioles game or Baltimore Ravens football game? So the Orioles games are a little bit cheaper, naturally, because the attendance is much lower. You're looking anywhere from $20 to $25 at any of the local parking garages. For the Ravens football games, you're probably looking anywhere from $25 to $40, depending upon, again, the lot that you decide to park in. So those are your utility costs that you can expect to pay, as well as your commuting expenses too. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about healthcare. What's healthcare cost right now in the state of Maryland? So according to the Maryland Health Connection, a 40-year-old non-smoker who does not have benefits offered at work or is self-employed in some capacity is going to pay about $375 a month. Now that doesn't include any dependent coverage or anything like that, and it will vary dependent upon your circumstances. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a link to the Maryland Health Connection down in the description below so that you can check the website out just in case you do need healthcare coverage. So moving on, let's go to taxes. Now taxes obviously are our largest expense. So presently the sales tax here in the state of Maryland is right at 6%, and your income tax rate is going to fluctuate from about 5.75 to 6% depending upon where you decide to land here in the state. Whether you're in the city or in one of the surrounding counties, it will dictate what that factor is for you. And the last expense, and it's an expense you really need to budget for before coming here, is when you go to register your car here at the state of Maryland, our wonderful folks over at the Motor Vehicle Administration are going to give you a bill. But before you do that, you're actually going to have to get a Maryland safety inspection. Those inspections cost anywhere from, on the low side, about $75 to $100, just to make sure your vehicle is in good working order to be on the roads here in Maryland. Then once you get that, to get your car registered, get your tags and everything, you're going to pay basically 6% sales tax on the present value of your vehicle. I'm sorry, please don't kill the messenger, but it's the reality and it's an expense you need to budget for. Okay, so moving on, let's finish this up. We're coming towards the end here. So let's look at your food budget. What's your food gonna cost you here in the state? Here's the cool part. It's pretty much the national average. We are right there, right in line with everyone else. So you're not going to have a spike in your food costs when moving to the Baltimore area. The other thing is, this is the last item that the state does not tax you on. So your groceries are tax-free, which is very good, and extremely thankful for that as a Marylander right now. The other things, if you want to go out to eat with your sweetheart and grab dinner for two, it's going to run you $65 to $75 here in the Baltimore area. This includes your drinks, your appetizer, your main courses, and even dessert. Now, if we're bringing the kids out, a family of 4, you can expect to pay anywhere from $80 to $100. So that wraps up everything with the core stuff that you're going to need. But here, as I promised in the beginning, are the 3 items you have to have on your budget when moving to Maryland. Number 1, your daycare cost. For those of you that have children, if you have an infant, you're probably looking at about $1,350 to $1,400 a month in daycare expense. Now we're taking that and looking at the Baltimore area as a whole. Naturally, your costs are going to be higher if you are putting them into some sort of school, or going to be lower, say, if a family member is watching your children. So that's for an infant. A toddler is going to run you about $850 a month. Again, we're averaging that as to what we've seen here in the area. The next thing you want to look at, item number 2, that is your gym membership. We are all in this health and fitness craze these days. You can go from the low end of your Planet Fitness type facility, which is going to run you about $10 a month, to a mid-level, which might be equivalent to a YMCA membership, $75 to $100 maybe for a family. And then if you want to get fancy and go to one of these CrossFit gyms or something a little bit more specialized, you're probably looking at $175 max. So that's your healthcare cost, or not healthcare, but your gym membership cost that you're going to be looking at here in the Baltimore area. Now, the last and most important things, my friends, is this. Item number 3 is your crab budget. What's it going to cost you to get a dozen crabs or a bushel? Well, I've got the answers, and these are updated stats as of the recording of this video. It's going to cost you anywhere from about $55 to $75 for a dozen large males. If you want to get a bushel is 6 or 7 dozen, depending upon the size. You're going to be looking at about $300. So those are the true costs of what you can expect to pay here in the state of Maryland. So if you found it useful, do me a favor, hit the like button down below there. And if you could, if I missed something, there's something else you want to know, just comment down below and I'll reply right back to you and let you know what the cost of that item I may have missed might be. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you are looking to make a move here to the Baltimore area, you got to reach out to us. We want to help you. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even release that pigeon carrier our way. That way we can get things started with your move right here to the Maryland area. Until next time, we'll catch you later.